Hello friends, today we'll be speaking on one of the very important topics, how to cut unhealthy energy cords. In today's day and date, relationship is such a thing that it can cause maximum happiness and it can also cause maximum misery. Many times, certain relationships cling to us, which we want to leave but we cannot leave. The thoughts come again and again and again. So how to understand that you have unhealthy relationship cords with certain individuals? You feel depleted in your energy levels. You get mood swings. You get a feeling of getting stuck again and the same sticky pattern repeats in your life. You get stuck over petty issues. There are obsessive thoughts about the other person, other thing, other situation and other place. Many times you go into a zone of victimhood to feel that why all this is happening with me only. Your physical, mental, emotional and sexual health is affected because of the thoughts of the other person again and again and again. And sometimes the person with unhealthy energy cords takes to some coping mechanisms like overindulgence in smoking, drinking, boozing or drug abuse or excessively exercising in the gyms so that his muscle injury happens. The feeling of lethargy and depression and obsessive thoughts and always judging the other person for small things and addiction, and all these are causes to understand that I have unhealthy cords with others. What are basically energy cords? Whenever we interact with a person, talk to a person, move around with a person, get attracted to a person, then what happens? There are invisible spiritual connections, vibrations, exchanges, and these energy cords or energy vibes between two people are like invisible cords between the umbilicus of both the people. There are also soulmate bonds, like some past life soul who was connected with you in friendship, love, romance or enemy come in this life and they also become the soulmates to cut off the remaining karma of the last life. What is energy cord cutting basically? The purpose of energy cord cutting is emotional well-being and freedom and to release the emotional attachment. It gives one protection and healing, and it is like a very simple ritual where these actual energetic cords like ropes and threads between the two person is there. In every history and culture, there is certain kind of rituals, and in cord cutting, there is a renewed sense of energy which comes after the infected or infested cords are cut by jammed emotions or blocked emotions. Energy cord cutting is a method to release emotions that no longer lead to your growth and your contribution in the world. These protect your energy, heal you from the past relationship and allows you to let go of the lingering resentment and paves the way for healthier connections. It consists of imagining a cord between you and the other person and grounding oneself and then cutting the cord so that the relationship is not thickened just by thinking about it again and again. And there are multiple ways by which cord cutting can be done, which we'll be seeing shortly. Where do these energetic cords come from? For a clairvoyant, these connections are like cords of life or cords of light which connect people like friends, lovers and family members. Cords can be made consciously or unconsciously when there is interaction with the other person, moving around with him, thinking about him, or different feelings of hostility, anger, trust or mistrust. Sometimes the new cords are also created. The formation of cords and release of cords is a constant process depending on the contemplation. The more we contemplate on the other person and the sense objects and the situations and the places and the foods, your cords also can be connected to the different food items towards which you have an addiction, and sometimes this may lead to emotional attachment and pain. How do I know when to cut the cords? Cut the cords when you find your aura to be disturbed, energy to be disturbed, and your energy field is disturbed. Not all cords are beneficial. When the cord is pulling too much energy from you, just like a pipe in the bucket drains all the water, energy depleting cords about the other person depletes your energy, in which you are constantly feeling dependency on the other person, anger on the other person, anxiety, fear, resentment, anger and guilt, and obsessive thinking. And benefits of cord cutting are huge. After seeing the benefits, we will see how we can actually cut the cords. Everyone has some past relationship and they linger on to that. So cord cutting helps you to close the past relationships and emotional distress. Physical wounds are not so problematic, but emotional wounds are always fresh. The more we think, the more the wound becomes fresh, and cord cutting helps in emotional wound healing. It also helps for personal growth and development and overall emotional growth, in which the fear, resentment, anger and guilt are removed. It helps a person from sticky energies, clear energies, and from shifting to positivity from negativity. Achieving closure from past relationships is very, very important, because this helps to bring new energy in your life and clearing all the distressed energies. It helps a person to go ahead in his life without clinging to past attachments. What are the different ways to release the energy cords? We are in a culture where we are constantly thinking, and meditation means from thinking to feeling to being. So the first step is grounding. You need to ground yourself, take a deep breath, slow down, so that there is no desperation energy. There may be energy of separation, but there should not be any energy for a desperation, because whatever you resist will persist. And whenever we do a energy cord cutting, it is better to take a salt water bath before and after the ritual. Salt water cleans your energetic body and brings you to the state of balance. You can take bath with salt water, which cleanses the chakras. Himalayan sea salt is really good for this, and this helps you to ground yourself. Similarly, the smoke which comes out from Havan or Dhoop is very purifying for the aura. Sometimes to release the wounds, you can just do the journaling, in which you vent out all your thoughts on a paper and then you burn the paper. By this, you actually ground yourself. Why the cords are so powerful? The cords are so powerful because by constantly thinking about the person, that attachment grows by contemplation. So what we need to do? In our mind, after grounding, we need to meditate and visualize the cord between the other person, and then imagine a scissors, and then we need to say cut, 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 or delete, 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 or clear, clear, clear. And you don't need to say it mechanically like a parrot, but you need to say it with a lot of energy and feeling, but without desperation, very lightly, but with a positive intention. First, you need to visualize the cord in the eye of your mind, and then you take up your energy scissors, sit in a peaceful and quiet place, and then you need to cut, cut, cut. And immediately, if you keep doing it for 21 days, you will see that the attachment with the other person has extremely reduced. In my counseling, there are so many people who have benefited from this ritual, and you can again do it. One needs to understand that whenever you do some energy work, there needs to be a lot of patience, because although you are clearing the cords, again by thinking the cords are developing. So this process needs to be repeated with patience and with a lot of hope that you can cut the energy cords. Sometimes the energy cords become very, very toxic, and we need to recognize this attachment, which could be towards a place, towards a person, towards a food, towards a bed, towards a house, towards an object, towards a belief, towards a memory, and towards pest or pets or past life experiences. We need to understand the relationship dynamics, and we need to understand why the relationship has become toxic. There needs to be an intimate release process, and the most important thing, my dear friends, is your intention. The tools are many, scissors or saying cut, 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 or delete, delete, delete. But main thing is the intention that you want to come out from these unhealthy energetic cords. Everyone has an etheric body with auras, chakras and nadis. And when you give this intention that you want to cut the energy cords with the other person, wherever attention goes, energy flows, and the universe gives a tathastu, and it says, so be it. So the tools could be many, but underlying the most important thing is the intention with which we are doing these things. The majority of the cords are formed a reason of good amount of absorption for a long time. And when should one perform the cord cutting? In a post-relationship healing, where the other person has gone from your life, the divorce has happened or the breakup has happened, but you are not able to break the relationship with the person within your heart. When we are emotionally drained and we need to recover from it, we need to move beyond the past and create the space for new beginnings, and we need to let go of the negative emotions by saying, let go, let go, let go. Your words are very powerful because energy follows intents and energy follows words. So when you are ready to move on from your past life experiences towards growth and contribution, when you are ready to give up your bitterness, then it is the right time when you need to do the cord cutting. Visualization, meditation, and mental imagery is very important. The process of grounding before the cord cutting and after the cord cutting is very important, because this process could sometimes be emotionally disturbing, which you can do by taking your consciousness towards your breath, inspiration and expiration. And we need to do this very symbolically with a scissor or a knife and experience and feel it in the eye of the mind. Where do these energetic cords come from? These energetic cords come from constant thinking about the other person, constantly thinking about the good and the negative memories which you have about the other person. There are multiple tools by which this can be done. By mindfulness, by remembering the joyful moments and movements, by journaling the expressions. Sometimes we need to take a professional guidance from an expert healer who can do the cord cutting for you if you are not comfortable enough. And going to a healer, practice these mindful exercises, do journaling, and regularly taking salt water bath. What to be said during energetic cord cutting? First is to give yourself the permission to the other person to help you cut these energetic cords. And after the energetic cords are cut, you need to put them back into the universe, and you need to imagine a divine white light covering your aura, God's love covering your aura, so that you can move on from your past relationships and restore your mental, physical, emotional, sexual and spiritual health. One good thing about the whole thing is that you can remove the negative cords and by Archimedes' displacement principle, you could build up your cords with energetic, mindful and spiritual people so that you don't go back into the previous zone. So with this, I'm sure you gained a lot today, and this is a very important thing which a person needs to do daily, because we are constantly building up cords when we go and mix in the society and work, and when we come in the evening we need to cut cords. I give so many classes and lectures, and after the seminars and workshops I always do this cord cutting, otherwise the crowd will drain me of my consciousness through these energetic cords. That's why when you come from a party you feel very drained out. That's why when you go and meet many people you feel drained out. So I hope this topic really appealed to you. If you have any questions or comments, please put it in the chat box. Thank you very much.